We lost. I'm about to say something to make you not like me. You might catch feelings and you might want to fight me, but I don't really care, I'ma say it anyway. Why most comedic guys seem soft and gay? I'm not saying all, but a large amount. Have you ever heard the words that come out of their mouth? Yeah, they cuss like a sailor, but they follow my eye. They carry oaks and wear makeup and thinking it's hot. I think they need to stop, this is a new era. I wonder if the pharaohs ever wore mascara. It probably was a death mask misunderstood. Don't let them D-boys catch them up in the hood. Why NOI? Stop patrolling the block. We get shot by the cops and we calling the cops. Come on, y'all was on another level. The black man was God, the white man the devil. Now the white man, or better yet the European, and the Mars and the bean pies are sold by Koreans. I'm talking what I'm seeing, I'm just a reporter. How you call a woman to be and you got a daughter. Talking about the Hebrews that demonize women and choose Esau over brothers and kin. Probably timid, soft, and scared to fight. Yelling and wearing spikes, trying to fake me out right. But you can't fool me, cause you make a little noise. Cause deep inside, y'all some scared little boys. You really wanna ride, let's take it to the beast. Get revenge for our people killed by like these. Yeah, right. Y'all ain't busting the grape. It appears that you fear and you in love with hate. Correct me if I'm wrong, we might all don't get along. European psychology got us all gone. You think we divided, cause I wear fez and she wear oak and he wear dreads. But the vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to wake you up and get you out of the bed. We lost to get you out the bed. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Oh yeah, I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Y'all think we divided cause I got a fez and you wear oak and she wear dreads. Y'all think we divided cause I wear fez. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. And she wear oak and he got dreads. Moors need to wake up too, so I'ma wake up you, so we can get together, do what we gotta do. We ain't done much since the prophet left. More standing on law, we still in this mess. Haven't built the town to hold us down. Paperwork can't fear, we looking like clowns. Never been to the temple, claim we follow the prophet, but I follow the prophet. I understand logic. People in the temple, time to hit the streets. Everybody do their part, we ain't getting relief. The murder rate can be more and just gone crazy. Dope fiends ODing in the hood on the daily. Weed waste with chemicals, you drink and serve. We fighting over information, we got some nerve. They say that we conscious, we might know a little something, but we just frontin' cause we haven't done nothing, we lost. You think we divided cause I got a fez and she got a cross and he got dreads. You think we divided cause I got a fez and he got an oak and he got dreads. You think we divided cause I got a fez? Yeah, Islam. I'm trying to be your friend, man. That's right. Trying to be your friend, bro. Help me out. Meet me halfway. Come on. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. You let me be your friend. Peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom. Till I return to Allah. One day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice. That's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with a ponytail, another calling us Neanderthal, and he all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk down to each other. Yeah, we can be scholarly or we can get gutter. We are the children of one father, and the breast of one mother has nurtured
trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother. Tell the elder the same, cause on the real, my man, I'm really about them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low and return to the state where they used to call me dope. But no, I'm rolling with the prophet of Allah. I want love, not war. Standing on that floor, and I'm holding the square. The compass and the axe that might be too deep. Yo, let's not get off track. See, our prophet was an adept. Do you know what that is? An Egyptian adept is a brother who lived by the universal science developed in the Nile. We call it Islamism, but it's the same, my child. Sit at the foot of a master. I train you up, but I might have to bang you up. I still love you, and those that's talking that this ain't Islam. Everything the prophet brought is in the Quran. All the other stuff, prostrate and cover up, is just the start. The nearest place to me, the law is the heart. You can dress like Imhotep, but you can dress like a herb. Why the Moorish American Muslim unifies the word. You can say what you want about Dr. York, but he gave you different variations of the same thought. You don't appreciate that. You won't appreciate me. Appreciate the holy and divine Drew Ali. People refuse to admit it. He the first that ever did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell, with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen, and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess a Chinaman is yellow, a Mexican is brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with you. And let's all work together and do what we gotta do. Cause on the real side, we haven't made no progress since 1929 when the prophet left the flesh. We got an Asiatic president, men marrying men, psycho shooting up a club and don't see his own sin. And those that say they conscious, that took your bucks, move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up. And y'all bigging it up, straight cheesing and grinning. But it was your bread to help them set it off in the beginning. Be careful what you put in your soul, cause it could blind you. Unfortunately, some people get paid to misguide you, misguide you. Oh yeah, I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, let me be your friend. Peace and love, I said you ain't never, and you would never. You ain't never, ever, ever. You ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, just let me be your friend. Peace and love, oh yeah, you ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. Just let me be your friend. Peace and love, just let me be your friend. Peace and love, I wanna be your friend. Yeah, let me be your friend. Ali's men, we ain't trying to be enemies. I wanna be your, so let me be your, I wanna be your friend. Hey, yeah.
Y'all ready, fam? Oh, fam. Y'all ain't shared it yet. We got 140 people in the building. How many thumbs up we got? Come on, man, give me the thumbs up count. I want all the smoke. Give me the thumbs up count. I'm the more you gonna remember. You ain't gonna remember none of that. You ain't remember none of that.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember.
There we go.
I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. You a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trunks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people taught European how to bathe, and looking at women buying European hair. You don't love yourself, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler, this era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro, yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for dough. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast mistake. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you kill and fight and marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish World, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish World, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right.
That be me.
I be that more you gon' remember.
That be me.
Talk a Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. Oh yeah. I be that more you gon' remember. Talk a Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I be that more you gon' remember. That time. I be that more you gon' remember. Talk a Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember.
We gonna get started.
I be that more you gon' remember.
I gotta get in the
I be
mood.
that more you gon' remember. Talk a Bay front line till the law call my number.
Peace and love, family. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I am your host, your esteemed host. I got high self-esteem. I'm all the way up in the cosmos with this. I feel good about me. Listen, before you made me your grand sheik, I'm putting that on you. Before you made me your grand sheik. Hold up, fam. Hold up, before we get started. Before you made me your grand sheik, I wrote that song, I'ma be the more you gonna remember. I didn't know it was gonna come to this. For real. All I knew was that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali had some phenomenal teachings about you bringing out the God in you. And I was like, yeah, I ain't no slave. I'm a God man. And I ain't gonna settle for less than a God woman around me. I think I like it. And guess what? When I looked around the Moorish paradigm, I ain't seen nobody saying it like the Prophet said it. So I say, I guess I better say it like the Prophet said. And if I say it like the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said it, guess what? I'm going to be the more you going to remember. Because everybody else is holding back and falling short with the lessons. But family, tonight, it ain't no joke tonight, family. I'm telling you. Listen, it ain't going to be no joke tonight. This going to be a serious one, family, tonight. I'm telling you, everybody should share this twice on your social media. And this is the reason why. Let me bring it on down a little bit. Hold up. The guest is in the building. Listen, if anybody know how to get endorsements, you know what I'm saying, with products, I need y'all to hit me up at taharkabay@yahoo.com. Because I'm telling you, fam, listen, I'm gonna give it to you a buck. I'm gonna give it to you a buck. This is a certain brand of kombucha. Man, oh man, that demonstration is amazing. Real talk. I drink like 2 a day. They cost like $2.99, I think, or $3 something. But whatever the case may be, I love these demonstrations. And what it do, it helps your digestive system. It helps your immune system. It's so many things that it does. But I drink too many of them because I don't know if the European make this. I don't know who make it. I'm going to research it. But the thing is, they should be paying me for this. So if anybody know how to get endorsements from companies, because I drink this stuff all the time. I'm telling you, I was going to get me, y'all know back in the day, they used to have them beer coolers where they put over the beer can and cover it. I was going to try to find one of them and cover this up so I can drink it on the show. Some of y'all too young know about that. But back in the day, they had these little foam joints and they would cover their beer can up to keep it cold. Y'all don't know about that. But I don't want to endorse these people if they ain't going to pay me. I mean, I'll take an endorsement if they pay me. Somebody say a koozie. Tiffany say a koozie. Tiffany like that sauce. Come on, Tiff. Don't tell her yourself. Don't tell her yourself, Tiff. Don't tell her. She like that water. Come on, Tiff. I bet you more Black know what it is. Mo Black, where you at? I bet you Mo Black know what that demonstration is. That wrap around your beer and keep your beer cold. MJ Givens know what it is, but I don't want to endorse these people. So I went to the dollar store everywhere. They call it a cozy or something. I said, can I find a cozy or something? But I can't find nothing. So the only thing I can do is employ the family. If you know how to get endorsements for this, I would endorse this. I ain't endorsing anything. I'm gonna tell you something before the show starts. I have people sending me products all the time. I'm not gonna front with you. Sending me products all the time. Toothpaste, shea butter, lay butter, hair dye, everything. And because I don't do a lot of commercials on here, because I'm going to tell you one thing we ain't going to do. You ain't going to pull up on me talking about where my money because you sold me some shea butter that peeled my skin and made me look like Michael Jackson part 2. We ain't going for that. Buddy. I mean, people be selling all this old shea butter in their kitchen and all that, and I love it too, and I purchase it. But I'm going to tell you what. You ain't gonna get at me because you looking like Jackson in the second half of his life. We ain't going for that. So I don't endorse anything. But this here, man, it's amazing, man. I barely catch a cold. All the time, Akhenaten Salam Bey. Akhenaten, my assistant, right? Our assistant of he's a national representative, the assistant of the Moorish Temple of America. One day we was in Atlanta. Right. One day we was in Atlanta, right? And he came out the grocery store. It was one of them health food grocery stores. And he's just sitting. He's a healthy guy, right? He's a super healthy guy. But he don't browbeat people. He don't browbeat people with his health regimen. So he just sit in the passenger seat and said, here you go, Grand Sheik. He would set me up to be healthy. I drank that demonstration. I said, goodness gracious. What is this? Goodness gracious. And I ain't been able to put it down since. That's been about 2 years now. I'm telling you, I'm making these people rich. I need somebody to help me. Oh, I keep saying Mecca. I keep saying in Atlanta. We was in Chi-Town in Chicago, in Mecca. And he ain't say nothing. He ain't tell me what it was all about. He said, here you go, Grand Sheik. He would set me up. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta set your people up, you know what I mean, to be healthy and do the right thing. And that's what we're gonna do with this show. We're gonna set you up to do the right thing. Because these types of things should not be happening in our community. So, family, I want everyone to share this. I want everyone to sit back and listen to the story. Whoever is a moderator, anybody who is antagonizing, antagonizing. I make up words too. I'm the people's Grand Sheik. We all make up words sometimes. The people Grand Sheik can do that. You know what I mean? Umar Johnson can't do that. They'll be TikToking that. But the people Grand Sheik, we can call antagonizing, but whatever the case may be, if anybody in the chat is antagonizing our guest tonight, the first time you put them in chat timeout. The second time you just straight delete them. That's it. That's it. So anybody who is a moderator, Sean, anybody who's a moderator, if you see them in the chat antagonizing our guest tonight, first time you go to timeout. You know what I mean? Like a little baby child, because you ain't got no business. You here to listen to the story. You ain't got no business talking crazy. You know what I mean? Because they make these fake accounts. And the second time, you up out of here. You just going to be blocked from the channel indefinitely. You're going to have to go back and make another account. And I'm going to be watching too. So if I'm looking over here, I'm watching you. You see these eyes? I used to get teased for these eyes. But these big jokers don't miss nothing. I'm trying to tell you. They don't miss nothing. I'm going to get you up out here. I'm going to get you up out. I talk like my family from down road. We call that, we live in the country. I live in the city. They live in the country. We say we talk like the people down road. Down road, I'm going to get you up out y'all. Yeah, I'm going to get you up out y'all. We ain't going to play around y'all. You got to go. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome my guest. Y'all seen her, and I'll allow her to introduce herself. She came in the other night to share her story with us concerning her son going through an event while she was a member of the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. So with that being said, also as her support, she has brought in my brother and a sister, I'm allow them to introduce themselves to. We already know the sister, but she could introduce herself again. I'm glad to have her back on the show. And there's a strong chance that she even might return to address some of the things that she didn't address. But if not, I'm satisfied with what she has given us to help the next person. So I'm not tripping. I'm just glad that we have people that have the courage to come forth to put this all on the line, because people got to walk around with this every day. People not only got to walk around with this every day, they got to, when I'm talking about walking around, they have to go to work with this every day. If they go to school, they have to go to school with this every day. They have children that they got to look at. Every time they see their child, they got to remember these things. Every time they look in the mirror, they got to remember what they had to go through. And so with that being said, we got to keep it a buck, family. We ain't going to have no antagonizing up in here tonight. Any other night, you can antagonize me anytime, but we're not going to antagonize the guests. We're just not going to stand for it, and I'm going to get you gone real fast. Sean got this machine gun. It's on his finger of his phone, and man, he don't miss a shot. He a one-hitter quitter. Real talk. He Mike Tyson in his prime with that demonstration. You getting up out there. But with that being said, family, I'm going to pass it to my sister, Adenike, and allow her to introduce herself, and she allow my brother to introduce himself, and then our sister Malika can introduce herself, and just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I will get on to asking my sister, taking it from the top, what her experience was like with the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. All right, so sis, the floor is yours, sis. Hold up, sis. Hold up. Go now.
Okay, well, hi, I'm Sister Onika. I also go by Adenike. I was the general for the Tampa chapter of the Revolutionary Panther Party. And this is Jeremy. He was the deputy general for the Valdosta chapter.
So let me ask you a question real quick. How long were you a part of the Revolutionary Black Panther Party?
From January 2020 to October 2020.
Oh, so at least a year. And how about Jeremy?
Actually, to be honest with you, I can't remember all the dates right now, but I can say I was actually a part of it for like 4 or 5 months.
Okay, cool. And how about you, Malika? Malika, where you calling from, sis?
From Philly.
From Philly. Y'all remember Malika? She ain't gonna say too much. You know what I mean? Sound like she into some feng shui over there. I hear water and stuff.
That's my fan.
Oh, I thought you was into some feng shui and you mean people say I like to listen to water when I sleep. But now all is good. I'm just playing. I joke, sis. Come on, sis. I'm just playing. You good to go. Anyway, with that being said, family, we're going to start right here. Sister Malika is here for support. Our brother Jeremy is here for support. And I just want to start off real quick. Let me say thank you to all of those who give a financial donation to this channel. I'm telling you, this is a long journey to get to this point. Whereas though Sister Onika, I talked to her when Alli Muhammad first came on the show. I want y'all to know this. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I spoke to her when Alli Muhammad first came on the show. It was within the same week. Before all the people that you have seen on the show, one of the first ones reached out to me was with my brother, Moorish brother, on a 3-way call. Onika, you remember that, Onika?
Brother Divine, yes.
That's right. So a lot of people thinking that a lot of this stuff is pop up. Let's go get busy, find everybody who said something. I have never, ever paid anybody to be on the show. I have never encouraged people to, or I wouldn't say encourage, I have never compelled anybody to come on the show. I've always said that this can help somebody else. And when somebody said they wasn't ready, I've never kept on saying, come on, let's do it now. Have I ever done that to you, Sister Nika?
No.
Never. And I just have to say that because most people think that I am like somebody else and I'm doing this for a camera. And I'm doing this for some type of views or some type of ratings or some type of popularity. I'm doing this because it's something that need to be done. This should not happen in our community in no way, shape, or form. And again, I didn't seek out this story. I literally took on the story after I opened up the platform to Sister Crystal Muhammad, and she bought her friend Alli Muhammad, and they swindled the people out of money on Moorish World TV. I was the wrong one to swindle out of money, because now I want to find out who you are and why do you think that you could do something like this? You did it to many other people, but I was the wrong one. And I'm going to stay on your heels until you are no more. No matter how many threats you put out, no matter how much you call me, whatever names, threats and pull, I don't care.
He good at that.
I don't care. If you knew where I was, where I work at in the daily in Baltimore, Sunny Boxing, Boxing Talk. He's in Baltimore now. His people live up in Park Heights. Just say Park Heights. I'm working right down the street from where his people's at. It's like, so all that tough talk don't mean nothing, and all that baiting don't mean nothing either. So with that being said, sis, what year were you in the Revolutionary Black Panther Party? But let me get to this. How did you, this is very important to me. How did you get in? I'm gonna move Sister Malika out for a second, but she's still in. Stand by. You still with us, Malika? How did you? Let me see. That's not good. Let me go like that. Bam. Let me do it like this. Bam. Let me do it like this. Bam. Get you right. I'm trying to get you right. Hold up. Trying to get you right. Let me see.
Go back to how you just had it.
Right here?
Yeah.
No, the one before that.
Right there?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, there you go. So look, how did you hear about the Revolutionary Black Panther Party?
Well, like I said, I didn't even know the Black Panther Party still existed until I got a message. Like, he wasn't even my friend on Facebook. He was like, I got a message request from him, and he said that he heard about me through a Moorish brother that was on my Facebook page. Why? Like, let me add that I wasn't even friends with this Moorish dude out of Tampa, and he said that he wanted to start a Tampa chapter, and he wanted me to join. I ignored it at first, but I did want to be a part of the revolution because, you know, people out here getting shot and killed by cops and stuff, and I got sick of it. And me personally, living in Florida, I personally experienced the racism from cops, being harassed by cops and stuff. And so I said I wanted to do something about it, so I wanted to join the revolution. So he ended up in my inbox on a message request, and I responded. I was like, okay. I had talked to my friend Danielle about it, who was my deputy general, and she was like, okay, that sounds like something I could be down with. So we both put in our applications, and that's how we got started.
So this is the reason why I say that all of this stuff that goes down on social media, it should be addressed on social media. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, if somebody's recruiting people from social media and they misleading and taking advantage of people on social media, then we should be addressed it on social media. And that's what we're doing today. And this is just the first stage. With that being said, what was the process of joining after you turned in your application?
Okay, so we turned in our application. Like, he requested, like, on the application, it asked our social security number, our ID number, our government names. If we have STDs, I don't know if that was on everybody's, but it was on mine. It was on everybody's. Yeah, so he asks you if you have STDs, which is herpes, hepatitis, HIV, and all that. And then after we fill out the application, we sent it to him through the RBPP email. And then after that, you get sworn in on the orientation call.
So
then,
aren't you were you in Florida at the time?
Yes.
And he was in Florida also?
Yes.
This is the problem right here, family, that those that are listening and thinking about joining some type of organization. I've heard people have gotten married on a call. I heard people have gotten sworn in. I heard that many a times. People have got sworn in on a call. This is one of the red flags that we should look for if we join in something. Not saying all of it is faulty, but if you're going to get sworn in on a call, I think Alli Muhammad has proven that might not be a good idea. That might not be a good idea. Maybe we need to meet this person in person before we take this next step. With that being said, once you were sworn in, what was your next step of becoming active?
Okay, so we get added to the RBPP groups for the new recruits, and then we get assignments. He has us do like assignments, which I didn't do none of the assignments. He has you look at videos about the Black Panther Party and what we're supposed to be doing in the community, and have us do like literal homework. Like we're supposed to complete assignments, like question and answers, and then turn them in through the email.
Wow,
and then after that, like after we do our assignments, we're supposed to, go out in the community and do fundraisers and, basically try to do positive things in the community. Like
food programs.
Like food.
That's what he
food programs and
mainly,
stuff.
Yeah.
Right, like food programs. But how
was it? How long was it before you gained a title? Because I'm hearing there's a lot of general.
I gained my title in the orientation group because for the simple fact that there was.
I'm not laughing at you, sis. I'm just saying, what?
Yeah, we gained our titles in the orientation group for the simple fact that there is no revolutionary groups in like Tampa and Clearwater, especially where I was at. I was in Clearwater. So I became a general, and my best friend Danielle became the deputy general. And we were supposed to basically build the Clearwater chapter.
In orientation.
Yeah.
Hey,
meanwhile, I don't know nothing about the Black Panther Party besides the fact of what I learned in school. Like I
go to Walmart, put in my application. You have an orientation today. You know what? After orientation, you're going to be the manager.
You're hired.
Right, you're hired.
I go to McDonald's.
Go to school.
I get hired.
I should be the supervisor.
Yeah, I'm bypassing the fries. I'm straight on drive-through.
Right.
That's how he was doing it, though.
I'm glad we can laugh at it now. But did you, at the time, did you thought that was kind of odd? Did something in you say it was odd, but okay, I'll go with it?
You see, with me, I was kind of like excited. I was like, I'm a part of the revolution. I'm so excited to get this chapter up and running. But my deputy general, on the other hand, was like, what the F? Like, what is going on? Like, this doesn't seem right. The whole time, she was like, Nikki, something ain't right.
I would imagine so. So what was your first mission? Was y'all feeding people, or y'all set that up yourself?
The first mission was to to collect money. So what I did was he made a flyer for the Clearwater chapter, and I put it on a jar, and I had the jar placed in different Black-owned stores in Clearwater so we could collect fundraisers. And then we were supposed to get enough money to be able to do a food program. But meanwhile, we starting from scratch because me and Danielle, we did try, but Clearwater is so out of it that everybody was like, what they gonna do for me? Like, why should I contribute to this cause? Like, what's the purpose of it? And what are they gonna do for me? Oh, I got bills to pay. So it was hard. So we was trying to get him to like, okay, well, is there a way that you could help us? Because they ain't with it out here. Like, we need some support. But then after that, like, we were supposed to do a food program, where he was supposed to come to Clearwater, but that's when Naeem drowned. It was the day that he was supposed to come to Clearwater was the same day Naeem had drowned. So after that, it was nothing. It was like I couldn't do nothing with the chapter because I don't know what I'm doing. So
So
It was
everything kind of just phased for a minute.
it just faded.
So how did you get back into the rhythm of it? Because obviously you had to pick up at some point in time.
It never picked up. Like, we never did anything with the chapter. He was more focused on trying to make me his wife so he could get help with Naeem.
Okay, so with that being said, so y'all didn't focus on the chapter, but y'all still were communicating.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. And what did that communication consist of? Was it constant communication, or was it?
Was constant. It was constant communication. It was about me coming to Orlando to try to help out with Naeem, because Amina was having a mental breakdown, and they needed help with Naeem, because they was basically, you know, there was problems at the hospital or whatever, how they was trying to get them. The hospital was trying to get Ali and Amina to pull the plug because they said he had no hope. So they was going through that. And then they brought him home and they said that they needed 24-hour care, that they needed help to care for Naeem. So the Clearwater chapter, it was like, forget that. It was more focused on Naeem after that point and trying to get me out there to Orlando.
And ultimately, did you get out there?
I did eventually. Like I said, he was trying to make me his wife straight from the door. Like he said, like right after the orientation call, he spoke to me by myself and was like, you know, I'm interested in you. Amina's interested in you, and we're in a like poly relationship. And at the time, he told me that he had 4 wives, and he was trying to, like, was it 4 or 3? It was Amina, Offset, and Mayat. That was the 3 wives. And he said he wanted to bring me on. And I kept telling him, I'm like, I don't think I'm with the poly thing. Like, I can't do that. That seems kind of weird. So I kept beating around the bush with him, like, for months. And like when the Naeem situation happened, I kind of felt bad for him, but for the simple fact that I had my own thing going on, that I just felt like I didn't want to bring that drama to them.
Right.
So, you know, because I really felt bad. I was like, look, I got too much going on. I understand that they need help with, you know, their child or whatever, but I got my own thing going on with my kids and my crazy relationship that I was dealing with, you know, so I couldn't do it.
And because I've been covering this, I know that he had a way of actually getting his way at the end. And what I mean by getting his way, convincing especially sisters, younger sisters at that, that this is the best way to go. Are you sure? And ultimately the young sister usually be like, okay, let's give it a shot. Were you ever in that position?
Yes. I was going through it with my children's father. It kind of messed me up a little bit, and I was going through legal issues with him, with my children's father. So that's when I decided to give it a shot with Ali. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll be surrounded by love. I'm going through it. I was dealing with the situation by myself. Like, there was legal issues where I had to be like, I couldn't have contact with him for like for a year.
Right.
And meaning it left me a single parent because he couldn't be around me. Like my children's dad couldn't be around me or his kids, and I needed help. And due to I know this is my fault.
No, sis.
Like, because I don't know, like
circumstances. Listen, circumstances.
Okay.
And situations that we put ourselves in, no matter how dire it may seem, no matter how bad it may seem, I'm telling you, everything happens to bring out the greater you. We just have to find that silver lining, and right. we can't, you know, beat ourselves down as we overcome. So don't allow yourself to torture yourself by making a choice that ultimately the Creator is all. You know what I'm saying? And anything that happens in life, I'm telling you, it's to bring out the greater you, no matter how tragic it may be. So, you know what I mean? Let's don't ever beat yourself down. If you're about to, catch yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Catch yourself. You follow?
Okay. But like I said, I decided to give it a shot because I felt like he could help me heal. He said that he was a doctor. You know, he was a therapist. He said he had doctors in his family. He said he had his children. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. I said, it seems like the poly life seems like it's a good idea. My kids will be surrounded by other children and they're gonna be surrounded by love. So I just decided to give it a shot. I was like, maybe this person can help me heal. So I just decided to give it a shot. When I tell you, by the time I went out there, it was nothing but a mess. My yacht had left.
Could you paint the picture for us when you were pulling up? And let me tell you one thing about predators: they look for our sisters that may be in some sort of struggle or some circumstances that will leave them vulnerable. This is how predators know. And master predators like Alli Muhammad, he actually can sense. I'm telling you, these master predators, they actually can sense that sisters may need some encouraging. And many of us, man and woman, need encouraging in certain situations, but predators take advantage of that. So we can't act as if the person who is actually in need of encouraging, that's a human thing, need of encouraging, and take the encouraging, expect to be taken advantage of. That's why we ain't gonna play with anybody talking crazy up in this chat tonight. But can you paint a picture for us when you came there? Did you plan, or did you just say, you know what, today is the day I'm gonna go? How did that work?
Well, it wasn't a plan. It was like sort of like, okay, today I'm gonna see what this is about, because I just felt like I needed to be surrounded by love, because the situation I had just came out of was surrounded by toxic, and I was in a toxic situation for years. And I was like, okay, maybe it's time to surround myself with love. So I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity. He portrayed a picture of love and peace and happiness. And I just wanted to be a part of it. So I took advantage of it, because it wasn't just him. Like, Amina was talking to me too. Like, Amina was like, yes, come out, bring the kids. We want the kids to, be around each other. And, I want you to be around Naeem. And, just painting a picture of something that what it really wasn't. So the day I did decide to come out, it was a mess. Like, a mess. Amina wasn't even there. Amina ran off to Arkansas. My yacht left a whole year ago. So, because the picture that he was painting was that my yacht and Nasset and Amina was all in the picture. But when I got there, it was just him, a messy house, and his daughter and Naeem upstairs. So I was like, okay, where's everybody else at? Coming to find out, he ended up talking to me and was like, well, I wanted to tell you face to face, but Amina had left, and Mayat had left, and Nasset had left, and just left me by myself with my child to take care of my child. And it's affecting me mentally, and I'm not able to work, and I'm not able to do the things that I need to do because I got to take care of my child. I'm like, okay. So it made me feel bad.
And so Amina, would you say that Amina was in the foundation of orchestrating you to get there? But then once you got there, she was gone.
Well, I mean, at first, I only spoke to her a couple of times. It was mostly him, but she was there to basically for the cushion, if that makes sense.
Right. So once you get there, oh my goodness, man. So once you get there, what was your plan? Did you have a plan? You know, you was going to get a job? What was your plan?
I already had a job.
Okay.
My plan was to heal, basically. You know, like my plan was, okay, I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders until I actually got in the house and the weight just came right back. But my whole plan was to try to better my future, because that's what he was talking about. He was talking, I want you to go back to school, like because I wanted to become a registered nurse. So I want you to go back to school, and
Islam.
I want to you know, get your kids healed, because my kids were also affected by my relationship with my children's dad. So he was like, you know, I'm gonna heal your children, I'm gonna heal you, and we're gonna get you to where you need to be at. I'm like, okay, so that was the plan. But then it switched and it went to all about him. Oh, he needs help with Naeem. Oh, he needs money. Oh, and then right after I got there, like 2 weeks later, okay, actually, I'm gonna address this. So it would be times where this is when I found out about Malika, because I thought Malika was my yacht.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't find out that my yacht was a whole different wife until later on down the line. So there'll be times that, you know, he was talking to Malika while I'm at the house. And I'm like, okay, like I'm here. Hello, I'm here. He just completely ignored me. While, you know, he was like on the phone constantly with Malika and stuff like that. So that made me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, I thought poly relationship was, you know, everybody's equal. No, like because Malika had more, what it was that because Malika had more credentials, like, okay, I'm a CNA. Malika's a registered nurse. You see what I'm saying? So because Malika comes from a family of successful people, I don't. I was adopted into a family of successful people, but that's not where I come from, bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Malika did. So Malika had more credentials than me. She had more to offer than I did. So he spent the majority of the time focusing on Malika and just left me in the back end. And I was like, okay, like, it is what it is, you know, like, this is a poly relationship. He probably knows her longer than he knows me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to stunt that. I'm just going to be here and, you know, I'm just here, you know? And after that, this is like further down the timeline. Malik, he said that he needed to go to Pennsylvania. He was renting a car in Malika's name at the time, because he told me that Amina took the car to Arkansas and got it towed or repoed, wherever it was. So he didn't have a car.
Okay, before we get to that, because you did say that was down the line,
right?
How was he taking care of himself? You know, like we got what we call the cares of the world. We got rent, or we got mortgage, we got utilities. How was he taking care of himself during this period?
He was using the money from the donations. He was using the money that was donated from the chapters to take care of himself, because that house that he was in, he had a 6-bedroom, 4-bath house. It wasn't being paid for, because 3 weeks, let me tell you, Grand Sheik, 3 weeks after me being involved like that with him, he got an eviction notice on his door. So he wasn't paying the rent or whatever it was. He wasn't paying it.
Right.
So he was using the donations and whatever I gave him, whatever Malika gave him, to survive. That's what he was using.
So he itching and scratching.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So he never, because I really want to make this clear so people that's watching can understand this. You mean tell me he never, from your vantage point, he never went out for a day's work?
Nothing, never. This was his excuse, because I told him this. I said, I work in the medical field. I might be down the line in the medical field, but I work around nurses and doctors and physical therapists and everything. And as a CNA, I could quit one job one day and within 15 minutes, I'll have another one. You know, as a doctor, if you have all these degrees, why you can't get a job in a clinic or a hospital? There was a hospital down the street from you, dude. You could have applied there, because if you're a doctor, especially a neurologist, you should be able to get a job like that. Why can't you do that? Now, this was his excuse. His excuse was, because I am the face of the Revolutionary Black Panther Party, that I will be a target. Nobody's going to hire me. I can be lynched or whatever. Which is bullshit, because didn't Martin Luther King work? Didn't Malcolm X work? I'm just saying.
So with that being said, man, with that being said, let me ask you, when you come in my house, I'm gonna tell you, I got some problems. But you know I got baby running around, I got stuff going on, all that. But you know that you are in a Moorish American house. That's what you know. Did you know that you was in a revolutionary house?
No.
The energy there was the people there.
The energy there was toxic. He didn't have. That was the first one. The first red flag was I didn't see no certifications nowhere, none. Because listen, I was adopted into an educated family. Like, I grew up with a K-9 officer and a school teacher that worked for the New York Board of Education. When I tell you that my adopted mother and her daughter had their credentials on walls and in wall units, they had a special wall unit that placed all their degrees, their master degrees, their bachelor's degrees, even down to their high school diplomas. And they put our high school diplomas in that wall unit. They didn't even have a wall unit with none of that. I didn't see no high school diploma, no college degree, no nothing, no certificate, nothing. Because if you're a doctor, you're gonna be proud of your work. You're gonna play. It's gonna be a copy in every room. From what I know, from what I've been around, they got fancy houses, and guess what? You're gonna see that this person is a doctor because there's a degree in here, right here. You're gonna go in the office, there's a degree right here. There's a degree on the table, and I'm a doctor, and I'm gonna show you that I'm a doctor, and none of that.
Indeed. Did you ever, in your mind, when did it dawn on you, like, man, this guy's jiffing?
The day Jamal had exposed him on Facebook back in September, that's when I know he was with the bullshit.
And what happened with that on that?
Well,
and what year was this?
Okay, this was 2020.
Okay, 2020.
December 2020. That's when I know he was with the bullshit, when Jamal had exposed him, and there was a whole bunch of females calling him out on his shit. And I'm like, you telling me everybody lying on you? Everybody had the same story, Grand Sheet. And you telling me everybody lying on you? That's what he said. And Amina said the same thing. Oh, they lying. No, the fuck they not. Excuse me. No, they not. They're not lying. You telling me everybody got the same story? So everybody just got ganging up on you and lying.
Wow. And so at that point, did you have a conversation with him though? With him?
I had a conversation with him, but I could tell at that point that he was lying. I had checked out of it. I was basically, the only reason why I stayed till October, even after the child molestation, because he was supposed to be helping me through it.
We're going to get to that in a minute, but I just wanted to paint the picture of, but before we get to that, family, I hope y'all can thumbs up for this. This is, take a breather real quick, sis, because this is not something easy for somebody. I'm telling you now, and as we get deeper into the story, you will understand why. You know, and I'm glad, sis, that you flowing with it, because we're gonna get to the bottom of this. But in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna have a commercial break. Family, on Wednesday night, we got Kareem Johnson, the Brooklyn bomber. I'm telling you, he about to bomb atomically on opportunistic predators in our community. opportunistic predators of quote unquote black oppression. And he's going to break down the science of these opportunistic people. And we're going to start with, this is going to be a series going to. We're going to start with my main man. The jury is out for me. You know what I mean? It's out for me. But we're going to start with my main man. This is a tough one for me. We're going to start with my main man. My son. My son, the general, is where we're going to be starting that, family. It's going to be a tough one for me, family, because I like me some my son, the general. However, it is said that he's an opportunistic predator, chasing the dollar right behind the ambulance. So, family, that's what we're going to be talking about. I hope y'all heard me. You know, I hope y'all heard me. I hope I wasn't muted or nothing, but that's what we're going to be talking about. You know what I mean? Opportunistic people in our community. And we're going to be starting with my son and Tamika Mallory. And we have a brother that's going to break it all the way down for us on Wednesday. He's going to give us all the clues and all the facts. With that being said, our sister Onika, again, I thank you, sis. That's that. Before we get into the most deeper concepts of the experience, when you were there, did any other sisters join you during that time period?
No,
Outside of his wife?
it was just me and Malika.
So Malika came through.
Malika was already there.
Oh, she was there when you got there. Okay.
She was at the house, but she was involved.
Oh, okay. And how did ultimately, because Malika is here now, which is a blessing. How did y'all ultimately get together?
I'm sorry, say that again.
How did you and Malika begin to talk? After the fact?
Well, like when me and Malika was both involved, he was trying to turn us against each other. Me and Malika didn't come together till after we both broke up with him. Like that's
okay. And so y'all good. Y'all good.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah.
Were y'all able to use each other as a venting mechanism with each other?
Yeah,
Definitely.
That's good. That's good, because one of the things that I mentioned on this show, if y'all been watching for the longest time, one of the things that he tried to do is, and that he tries to do, is to keep everybody against everybody. That's an old European tactic. You know, we say it all the time, divide and conquer, but that's a real live tactic. Long as you got one person over in this corner and not talking to this person over in that corner, then these people can't exchange intel. But the moment they begin to talk to each other and the moment that they stop fighting one another, then those two people can share the experience and say, hold up, we've both been played. That's why on my show, I say, let's not any sister go against any sister on my show. You can do that on your own time. I don't care who it is.
Can I address something? Like, that's what I was saying, like with the sister that went on after Malika. Like, why are you calling us dumb? Like, from what I know, you was a victim too.
Absolutely.
For the simple fact that you calling us dumb. Yeah, for the simple fact that you calling us dumb, but you way older than us. You old enough to be our mother. So that says a lot about you. Yeah. You know, why you on the show calling us dumb and the same thing happened to you?
And I think,
yeah, right. To be the whole wife while everybody else had the children. Like,
right.
You know
she wanted to be the whole wife, and while the younger ones gave birth or whatever it was.
And I would say this. I would hope that Odama didn't mean literally dumb. I think she talks like that and it just rolled off like that. I would not.
That lady is very disrespectful, Grand Sheik.
Yeah, I know it is. But I'm hoping that's not, because I talked to her off before the show. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, Grand Sheep, but that lady is very disrespectful.
Hey, bro, what I just tell you, bro, before the show, I said, oh my goodness, I don't know how we gonna do this. And I think some people naturally talk in a certain way, but I hope.
Yeah. To be honest with you, me and her got into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't disrespect her because she my elder. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't disrespect her or anything like that right there. But she sent me a whole lot of nasty words, bro. And I'm like, dang, like, this coming from a, like, you supposed to be an elder. You supposed to be teaching us something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to know something to be able to teach us something. But you coming at me this way, like, I don't get that, bro. I really don't.
I'm just hoping for the best, you know what I mean? I'm just hoping for the best because I did hear that, but I had told her before the show that we ain't coming for each other on this show. Right. You know what I mean? But some people so naturally talk like that, and I was hoping that she just was naturally flowing herself. I do think it's some good in all of us, and my job is to try to bring it out at the end of the day.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
So sister, let me bring Sister Onika. So when did so your son is there? What was the arrangement? Are you watching the children? Are you watching his son, or are you taking care of some? What's the arrangement?
Okay, there wasn't really much of an arrangement because once I came to Orlando, he left. Like a week later, he left and went to Pennsylvania. So that's where I needed a babysitter, because the whole plan was, you know, it was supposed to be all of us in the house and everybody would watch the kids. That was the plan. But it changed when he went to Pennsylvania, and since Amina was gone, I didn't really have anybody to watch my children when I went to work. And that's where his sister came in. He went and got his sister, and that's how she became the babysitter.
So did his sister live there during
No,
this?
His sister lived in I think it was Lakeland? Yeah, in Lakeland. He lived in Orlando, and they lived in I think it was Lakeland. I can't remember because her.
And that's the sister right there.
Yes, that's her.
Okay. Got you.
Excuse me for laughing. I'm sorry. Excuse me for laughing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But how you claiming black power and you all for black, you pro black, but you got a whole cracker as a, excuse me.
So I just wanted to show the picture so we can bring some clarity to it. And so as you were going, how long did this arrangement take place? You know,
with her?
That for her to be the babysitter.
Oh, okay. So it lasted for like 2 weeks.
Okay,
it lasted for like 2 weeks because
what was the energy of the sister? The sister seemed a little bit off too, though.
She is off, and it was kind of toxic. You know, like it was toxic, but at first, you know, because at the time, you know, Jeremiah is a really hyper child, and I like the fact on how she was able to calm him down, because like throughout his life, he's always been a hyper child, but his dad was always the one to, you know, calm him down. So I like the fact how she was able to calm him down and stuff like that. So that's why I was like, okay, maybe I could get a little comfortable with here. I could get a little comfortable here because I like how she's interacting with my child.
Oh, so she was actually interacting on. It seemed to be all right.
It seemed to be all right. Like the impression seemed to be all right while I was there. Anyway, while I was around, the impression was okay.
That's what predators do.
That's what I was about to say. You know, that's how predators move. Predators, they can't come at you in such a way that they can be discovered so fast. Was she by herself at that time?
No, it was her and her husband.
And who is the husband? This guy here, or was somebody else?
The white dude, yeah.
And that's her husband?
Uh-huh.
Well, her boyfriend, husband, whatever.
That's not a boo thing.
Her boo, well, basically her boo thing, yeah.
They just role playing or something, just having
Right.
That's the main real deal.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Right.
The family.
Right.
Black power.
Oh
That's what we doing.
Oh my God.
All right. Let me see something. This is what we doing.
Yes.
Exactly. But you with that. But you with that, right?
This is what we doing.
Exactly.
So when she there, the husband is coming with her.
I'm sorry, say that again.
So when she shows up to watch the children, the husband is right alongside with
We
her.
went to her house.
Okay.
She lived in a. By the
Tiffany
way,
sent her real husband in prison.
she lived in a trailer park with white people. Bro.
I want to thank
with white people, right?
you for joining Moorish World TV. This has been great.
Straight trailer trash. I'm sorry. Straight. I'm not. Okay.
I don't see nothing wrong with the trailer park. But let me tell you something. This is the problem I have a problem with. When people try to portray themselves as something other than that, that's where there's a problem.
Right.
I wouldn't mind living in no trailer. I'm good. I'll buy that joint for 20 racks and you can say whatever you want. But I'm not gonna be fronting like I'm black power this, black power that, but I'm living in a European community.
Thank you.
When I tell you, Grand Sheep,
Thank you.
when I tell you, me and her were the only two colored people there, like melanated people there. Like we was the only two ones. Whenever, and I didn't stay there, but whenever I came around, I was the only other one. Me and my kids, and then it was her.
Listen, me, I don't have no problem with no Europeans. History is history. It is what it is.
Right.
But I'm not going to be out here talking about kill Whitey.
And you dating
Right.
And then I go home. Hey, Joe, what's going on, bud? Hey, you have a spare mall barrel over there? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So they live in a trailer park. They live in a trailer park.
Yeah.
With a predominantly European, Caucasian, so-called white population in the trailer park, but they running around in the hood screaming black power.
Yes.
This is just too much. This is just too much.
Ali did come about us in Georgia, but whatever. I don't know.
This is just too much. Now, so you take your children to so she can look after them while
I
you
go to work.
Okay, so how long? The whole period of her looking after it's your son, right? Just your son.
Both of my children. It was my 4-year-old and my 1-year-old.
And what was the period of time total that they were watching?
I'll say about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. Sidebar. Did they have AC in that demonstration? Trailers can get a little bit hot too. They had AC.
Yeah, but you know it's a trailer.
That was a joke. But trailers can get hot. I'm trying to tell you, they got. They had AC though. That was a good thing.
Right.
So at the end of the day, when did you discover that something might not be right?
Well, it was times where I would come to get my kids, and Jeremiah would be sitting on the couch by himself, just twiddling his fingers. And my son's not like that at all. When I tell you my son's not like that, my son is hyper. My son is running around and playing and just being a boy, you know? And my son, he's like really strong for his age too. So he does break a lot of things, but he's a boy. That's what boys do, you know? And for the simple fact that my son was just so calm, that was a red flag for me as well. And I had even asked her, I was like, well, how'd you get him to be calm like that? And she was like, oh, well, you know, I'm a mother. So I know what to do to calm children down. I'm like, okay, like, Like wasn't able to calm him down. His own dad wasn't able to calm him down. They're just pulling his fingers.
Did she respond? Now I'm telling you, I'm a psychotherapist. I'm not. They ain't give me no papers for it, but I know personality. Did she respond immediately without even thinking? Like why is he so calm like that? Oh, I'm a parent.
Yes, like that.
That's a sign. But that the reason why that's a sign is because I'm gonna tell you, my son is in daycare, right? But it's a school, and they just phenomenal. But I remember not so long ago, my 2-year-old, he's just like you said, your son is. He's a boy. Good goodness gracious, he's something else. But
my son's like that too. My son, like I said, like my son, he's a strong little boy, and my son, he talked back, and he like really strong, really smart, very opinionated.
That's
for the simple fact that he was in there quiet. That just didn't seem right.
Let me say, my 2-year-old is like that. I mean, he really, really opinionated. I'm talking about he can go. I mean, I think you heard him today when I was talking.
Yes.
Oh, he can go. But with that being said, is one day I picked him up, and this is the sign, one of the signs. One day I picked him up, and when I picked him up, he kept saying, my back, my back. He too, he can talk clear. He can hold whole sentences. My back. So I'm like, my back. So I turn around and go back in the daycare, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. He talking about my back. And the daycare provider, which is, it's a school type of setting. And she was like, I don't know. Let me find out. Not sure. She didn't come up with no quick response. You know what I'm saying? She didn't come up with no quick. And they've been doing this for over 25, 30 years. She didn't come up with no quick response. She was not sure. I said, well, okay, don't worry about it. I let my wife look at it, whatever. But the point that I'm making is, people who have true concern about children, they don't really respond that fast.
Right.
You know what I mean? They contemplate and try to figure out what just happened. And so that's one of the clear signs. And ultimately, let me tell you what happened. Sister Anika, come find out, my son he wasn't saying his back. He was saying my backpack. My backpack.
Okay.
My backpack. I left his backpack.
That's another thing I want to mention too when you finish talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had left his backpack in the place. But the point that I'm making is they never jumped to any type of explanation real fast. They wanted to figure out what's happening. And when people jump to a quick explanation, not a good sign. But what you wanted to say?
Well, he was also complaining about his butt hurting. Like he was like, Mommy, my butt hurt. Like, Mommy, my butt hurt. And I was like, well, I thought maybe he had pinworms. So I would give him baths, and then I had gave him baths and stuff, and then I went and got him some pinworm medication. I was like, well, maybe it's just pinworms, So I gave him the pinworm medication, and I didn't think nothing of it because I just didn't think that's what it was. Then like about 2 days later, I got a call from Jamila at work. I was at work. I was working at the hospital at the time. And she called me and she said that Jeremiah told her that Jeremiah had told her that his Uncle Joe had put his wee-wee in his butt. And I'm like, wait, what? He said, what? Like, I've been around these people. Like, okay, let me explain who his Uncle Joe is. I'm saying, his dad has a friend named Joseph. And he calls Joseph Uncle Joe because Joseph is like a brother to my child's father, to Matthew. And Joseph has been watching my child since he was 3 months old. Been watching Jeremiah since he was 3 months old. Not once have my son ever complained about his Uncle Joe touching him. And I have a close relationship with my son, my oldest. I have a close relationship with him. Not once. And because of the simple fact that I too went through that as a child, that no matter where my child went, I examined him. And it was so bad to the point that, you know, my baby daddy would have to calm me down. It's like, look, do you really think that I'm going to let something happen to my child? You don't got to worry about that with me. So, I mean, when she told me that, now that I look back at it, deep down I knew that Joseph didn't touch my child. But because of the simple fact that that's what my son said, and because she recorded, for the record, she recorded my son saying this. And I heard the recording. So I went off the recording and I went off what my son said. Like, I didn't go off of her recording at first. I waited 2 days after she told me. I waited 2 days. And I asked Jeremiah myself. And Jeremiah said the same thing. That his Uncle Joe was the one that did that to him. That's when I went to the police. When I questioned my son. And I recorded it myself. That's when I went to the police.
So let me say this. I wanted to add this, family. And doing this research, I'm going to tell you something, family. And doing this research, it's all right, sis. It's all right, sis. And doing this research, people reach out to me. And the sick thing about this is that my brother reached out to me, and I won't say his name, reached out to me, and he's a Moorish brother. And he told me that Jamila, who watched or was looking after your child, all of a sudden, now listen to this, all of a sudden, she reaches out to this Moorish brother. And she tells the Moorish brother that I'm going to have somebody on my show that is an abuser, referring to Sister Onika. Now, here we go. Jamila is in Zinga, and Zinga is Alli Muhammad's sister. This is the one who was watching the child. But here's the catch. All of this time, she never says this. She knows Anika ready to come on the show, and she reaches out to my Moorish brother because she has no access to me. So my Moorish brother reaches out to me out of concern and say, brother, this is what I just received from somebody. And what he provided me is what Jamila provided him. 13-minute snippets of it's coercion with a 4-year-old child.
Seconds.
Yeah, 13. What did I say?
Minute.
13 seconds.
One was 12 seconds.
And the other one was
13 seconds.
Right. She sent it to
But
me.
if you listen to the full recording,
But I want to say this. 1 second, Onika. So I told my Moorish brother, which he knows, just like I know him, to be straight up, uncut, and we're going to go for the real at all times. I said, brother, I want you to tell her to send the full recording, because in that full recording, you will ultimately hear someone in the background telling the baby what to say. So now, this sick person, that's her, is saying that, and this is not alleged, she is saying that she's going to release these recordings. But what she's going to release is the snippets that are doctored. But what we need for her to release is what we already know. the entire recording where she is trying to tell a 4-year-old to accuse his own family. Not only to accuse his own family, but to try to do that to vindicate herself and her husband from these acts that she was and is accused of. I didn't say she did anything. I said what she's accused of. People like to say allegedly. I say what she's accused of. Anything that I say, I'm saying it with fact. I heard the recording. And because I do investigative journalism, I already know that it sounds real funny that you have edited down to 12 seconds and 13 seconds. And all of the snippets are edited down so you cannot hear in the background. And she's watching now. So you cannot hear in the background her telling a 4-year-old what to say. It had caught up with her. The baby, this is what I think happened. The baby is now complaining. It's about to come out. A baby don't know to cover for you. It's about to come out. So now, according to that tape, now she wants to try to make sure that someone else is accused to throw a wrench in the game so it can leave in the court. Understand this? If it ever will go to court, it will leave the idea that this was said first.
Exactly.
All it takes is one jury to doubt it. Y'all follow me? These people ain't crazy. These people are informants.
Thanks.
These are informants. They know the law. All they got to do is convince one jury if it goes to that level. That's the setup. Y'all, this is way bigger. This is way bigger than trying to coerce and clear her name right then and there. This is looking down the road. This is a plot. This is a plan to get out of something before it even gets to that level. Because again, in any court of law, if it goes to that level, all it would take is one jury having doubt. Y'all, but 1 second, sis. We got one of the most conscious and elevated audience on the internet. Press 1 if you understand what I'm saying, family. In the court of law, it's not about getting a not guilty all the time. Immediately, it's about getting that doubt, getting that one doubt. That's what made Johnny Cochran so good. Getting that one doubt. So this was a setup for the future. Do you understand that, Sister Onika? This was orchestrated. This was no, why would anybody, listen, family, I'm sorry, Onika, indulge me for 1 second. Why would anybody hear a 4-year-old say something like that and sit down and record him and interrogate him?
Thank you.
What is the first thing that you do when you hear a 4-year-old say that?
The first thing I'm gonna think is you told him to say that.
No, I'm asking the audience, brother, what if a 4-year-old come to you and say to, in this sense, Jamila, somebody played with me in a such a way. The first thing is not to pull out a recorder.
Oh, the first thing to do is to call the police.
There you go. The first thing is, there you go. The first thing, pull out a recorder. Okay, what happened? People don't respond to stuff like that. That's not a natural response. The natural response is, Onika, you need to get over here ASAP.
Thank you.
Can I get the police to such and such and such and such? That's the natural response. The natural response.
That wasn't even a response. It was a recording, and it's crazy because
she's trying to use that as
right. It was a recording. I didn't even hear my son said that. I heard a recording version of it first, and then after I heard the recording,
we can't hear you, Grand Sheet.
No, you good. You good.
Okay, so after I heard the recording, that's when I decided to ask him myself. And then he said it again. But when I asked him, it sounded like, even though I wasn't forcing him, but it sounded like he done rehearsed it so much that he knew what to say.
Right. And I'm telling you, that's not the natural reaction in the real world.
It's not.
The natural reaction is not to put on a recorder and start questioning the child. That's not the natural reaction. Not for someone who's concerned about a child that may have been taken advantage of. That's not the natural reaction.
That shows that she had some kind of, interior motive against her.
Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you, that was the safety net for later. That was the safety net for later. And this is later. We are in later now.
Right.
We are in later now. Let me ask you a question, sis. When your son first said that, did you believe? Did you reach out to which would be like your brother-in-law, because that's your? Did you reach out?
When I first heard this, my mind was kind of messed up. I was kind of like anxious, and I kind of, I was kind of like falling apart. But when I decided to ask him 2 days later myself, that's when first step I called the police. Next step, I couldn't get in contact with my baby daddy because we had the police had put a restraining order to the point that not me, but he couldn't contact me. So I could not contact him directly, but I contact one of his cousins, and I sent him the recording that I made. And I said, well, this is what's going on right now. I'm getting the police involved and stuff like that. His cousin reached out to his uncle Joe and reached out to my baby daddy, my children's father. And when he heard that, he was like, okay, fuck this restraining order. He sent his brother to my house and was like, okay, we need to get this resolved about my son. And after that, that's when DCF and the detective got involved, and Jeremiah had to go down to speak to the detective. Now, I could not be there when Jeremiah was talking to the detective because I had a mental breakdown in between all of it, like literally a mental breakdown. So I physically could not be there. But because there was a restraining order in place with me and my children's father, the DCF handled it where he could get the kids. He can get the kids temporarily. So I had to sign over temporary custody to my child's father so he could be able to handle it because I was mentally not capable to do that. And I did communicate with my children's father, and he said that when he said Uncle Joe, he was talking about Jamila's husband because his name is Jose, and he also goes by Joe.
Thank you. Okay.
So he was talking about him.
He was talking about him.
Joe the Cracker.
Joe the Cracker, yes. Oh, sorry. I mean, the Puerto Rican.
Cracker Jack.
And they still together till this day.
We're still together to this day.
And she's protecting him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Way of these supposedly tapes that she
right. In those recordings, man, you can hear Jamila tell my son, don't say that. Say this. Okay, you're doing good. You can hear it in the background.
Man, this is crazy. This is crazy for real. So did you get a chance to talk to your brother, Joe?
Yes, he came to my house crying. Grand Sheep. He came to my house crying and said, Nikki, now you know me. I don't watch your children while you went to work since they was born. Do you really think I would do something like that? I know for a fact, deep down, I knew that was a lie. But my child comes first. So I believe my child over anybody. But Jeremiah, when he was finally away from Jamila, and when he was in front of the detective, he told the truth and said it was Jamila and Uncle Joe, her husband, Uncle Joe. Because Joseph was there. Joseph was there when Jeremiah was talking to the detective. And the detective had asked, are you talking about this Joe? No, I'm not talking about this Joe. I'm talking about Jamila's husband, Joe. He said it just like that.
He looked like a pedophile. Like, come on, man. I'm sorry. That's just
he told the detective that.
Like, he just looked like a pedophile, bro. She just looked like somebody so gullible that she just, oh, I love you, and this, that, and the third. I'm all about Black power, really not, but yeah, whatever, man.
So now since how I know you probably can't speak for him. How was your children's father dealing with this?
Oh, he wanted to beat their ass. Excuse my language. He was like, yo, give me their address, man. I was like, man, I can't do that because, technically, you on probation. You can't even do that. But, yeah, he wanted to pull up with his cousin because they come from a family where they stick together. They stick together. When I tell you, it was my baby daddy, his cousin Rara, his brother Pope, his cousin Chico. they from the hood, so they got hood names: Chico, Rara, Poke. When I tell you, all them want to come for their head.
Did you mention this to Ali?
Yeah.
And what was his response?
Oh, well, I'm gonna help you get through it. This is where it gets crazy, right? I'm going to help you. This is what he said. I'm going to help you get through it because Jose, her husband, or whatever he is to her, tried one of his daughters. Like there was a situation between Ali and Jose where Ali was trying to beat Jose's ass because he tried one of Ali's daughters. Then, this is later on down the line when I had talked to Mayat in Washington, D.C. She said that when I told her that Jamila was watching my kids, she was like, oh my God, why would you do that? You didn't hear the story? Do you know she got 2 daughters? Jamila got 2 daughters. Both of them are gay. Stud, not just regular gay. They studs. Okay? And she was like, you didn't hear what happened to her daughter? She said she dressed up her daughter one day so her husband could molest her daughter. You didn't know that? That's exactly what Mayat told me. She was like, her own daughters got molested. Both of them got molested by one of Jamila's husbands. And that's from one of the family members. And Amina even said it. Amina was like, there was, when I told Amina about the situation with Jeremiah, she was like, that's crazy because there was allegations about Jamila and her daughters, about Jamila's allowing her daughters to get molested by her husband. Amina said the same thing, and Ali said the same thing.
She sat there and had so much to say about Alli Muhammad.
Right.
This, that, and the third, how he did that and the third, but you doing shit like this. Like, come on, man.
Jose tried one of Ali's daughters. It was a situation where Ali was trying to literally beat up Jose because Jose beat up, basically tried one of his daughters.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm really lost for words. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Crazy. The shawty told me so much stuff about this man, bro. Like, family ain't shit. I didn't even know who she was talking about. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. I didn't even know who she was talking about. And I asked her who she was talking about. She was like, yo, chief. My chief, like, you know, oh, you talking about Ali? Yeah, she was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he did this, that, and the third. He called the police on her, had the police sent to her house, and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? You had all this stuff to say about her, but you ain't no better than him.
Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I do these shows, man, these shows can be really draining. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by draining, because I feel your energy, I feel your pain, you know, and I'm sitting up here listening, like, look at my eyes are red. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just too much. This is way too much.
Yeah, it's more to it. Mayat told me more to it. She also told me how Fatima, which is the 19-year-old, the one that is always with him when he go places, was had lost her mind at 14 because Nazir touched her.
Mm-hmm.
She told me that too.
Somebody else told me that too. I can't remember exactly who told me that, but somebody else told me that.
But yeah, his 19-year-old daughter lost her mind at 14.
And when
Nazir is his right-hand man.
Yeah, Nazir's his right-hand man.
He don't go nowhere without Nazir.
So where is the I was gonna say, where is the daughter now that
with him apparently?
Or is that the one where people claim that allegedly that walks around and sits around inappropriately?
Yes, that's the same one. That's the same one. Yes.
Does. And she throws herself on men.
Right.
I'm gonna just be honest with you, because when I went to Malika, you was there too. In Louisville, Kentucky, when we walked into the room, I don't want to bring up the business or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring up the business, but when we walked into the room, yeah, she had eyes for me. You know what I'm saying? I was with a whole other girl. Okay? I was with a whole other woman. She had eyes for me. She deliberately stepped to the door and, you know what I'm saying, well, made it her business to sit here and talk to me. While my woman was standing right here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that.
Is Nazir right there?
Yeah, that's Nazir, the dark skinned fella.
Right there?
Yes.
Yeah, the dark skinned fella.
Also, when you go in their house, I don't know if they still in that house or not, but Nazir's bedroom is right next to Fatima's. Right next to each other. It's like Nazir's room is here. And then, like, literally, like, 2 feet away is Fatima's room. And they upstairs in the corner. Like, literally, like, it's, like, in a corner by itself, ducked off. And their room is right next to each other.
Now, it's 11:08. Hey, sis, so what is ultimately the resolve? How long ago? This was last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that old. It's not that old at all. Is your son father seeking to pursue this any further?
He wants Jeremiah to heal. He doesn't really want Jeremiah to keep remembering and keep talking about it. He wants Jeremiah because he's young enough to forget, you know. But he wants Jeremiah to heal. So he's working with Jeremiah as we speak with therapy and putting him in sports and basically trying to get his mind away from it.
Do he, your son's dad, do he is he of the thought it definitely was them there?
Yes.
He has no doubt in his mind about that?
He is no doubt in his mind.
Cool.
He knows it was them.
Cool. Because the reason because if there's any doubt, the manipulation has done its job by trying to make like it's Uncle Joe. when actually it's the other Joe here
Right.
that needs to be the one who's on Front Street.
Right.
Thank you. The one wearing this American flag.
This Puerto Rican flag.
Well, whatever the hell it is, it ain't got shit to do.
You're Puerto American.
It ain't got nothing to do with us. It ain't got nothing to do. It's not a Negro flag.
From the Port of Miami. I don't know where that came from. but so sis, so at this point, because I definitely understand that, like, to wake up that thought in your child's mind can bring a rebirth. How old is he? He's about 5 now?
He's 5. He'll be 6 this year.
Yeah. So can bring a rebirth and take it into a whole nother spin without the proper therapy. And, so I get that part. Are you still a part of liberating organization, any organization, or you just
yes.
Has anybody have y'all created a family environment where y'all can discuss these things and actually address them in ways that it needs to be addressed?
Yes. Grand Sheik, can I address on something real quick? Because she's actually a part of, the organization that I have started, and it's called Love. And love is just, abbreviation or, whatever. Anyway, love is just abbreviation for liberation of vulturous economics. That meaning everything that's been vulturized in the Black economy, that's what we stand for. That's what we are trying to hit on. Like, that's what we're trying to get everybody a part of. You feel me?
But one of the reason why I point that out is because, man, we need a support system. You follow me?
We have one. We stand for everything that the Black Panther Party stood for, but we're not labeling ourselves the Black Panther Party. For the simple fact, we can't get endorsements, we can't get grants and that sort of things with that label upon us.
Absolutely. That's the reason why I asked that, because we need a support system, and we need to also, everybody's talking about policing ourselves. Grandmaster Jay came with that concept. We need to police ourselves. You hear all of these Black Panther groups saying police ourselves, but when something like this happened, where is the police of ourselves at?
Nowhere.
Where is it? Crystal Muhammad, where are you?
She gone in the wind,
her face.
She gone in the wind just like Ali.
That's what I'm saying. And so all of these groups,
they're one and the same.
All of these groups that's claiming to be Black.
He done grew a neck after this. He done grew a neck.
all the people who have claimed to be a part of the Black Liberation Organization, and that's what you call it, and that's what I'm gonna call it, the Black Liberation Organization. If you are watching this and you are not doing no research to find out if this has some credibility, and if you find out it does have credibility, if you have got a contingency plan, there's a problem. Let me tell you something. You would be amazed how many Moors reached out to me and said, man, I heard about them with that fake pull-up, man. You need us go over there?
Hey, look, check this out. Hey, you need me to go. Hey, look, Grand Sheik, you need me to go over there?
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
They ain't hiding. I think they hiding out in Miami because that's where his mom lived, and Chandra. They out there in Miami.
I'm legal.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Legal, Grand Sheik.
Look, this is what I'm saying, big bro. All this putting guns in the camera and all that, what people have been doing on this show, And all you mean some of these are good Black Power brothers and sisters that came on here. All wasn't bad. But when do we get to the point where we address this stuff head on? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even got to reach out to Sister Anika. You know something went wrong. You know something ain't right. When do we, as a group of people that have the resources to travel from Texas, Houston, Texas to Baltimore to go live on YouTube in front of Tahaka Bay House, use that gas for something else?
Right. I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, many of those Alli Muhammad and Crystal Muhammad received some calls, and I ain't send nobody at them with no call.
Yeah, you right. I understand. I already know.
And so at that point, family, we need to protect our women and babies. And this is to all of those who are in a liberation organization. This have to be addressed. That's all I got to say about that. This have to be addressed. So, sis, where do you go from here? How have you been getting by, sis? This is a whole lot to hold on to. How have you been managing to get by?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been burying myself in work, and I became a travel nurse. My kids, like I said, my children's dad has temporary custody of my kids, and this is what he told me. He said, "Go take care of you. I got my kids."
That's a beautiful thing. Y'all friends. Y'all okay? Or managing?
We managing.
Managing. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let me tell you, as long as you communicating. I'm telling you, I've been through some stuff. Good goodness and gracious. Let me give you a story. I've been through some stuff. Listen, you know how I'm gonna tell you live, sis, and I wouldn't tell nobody this because this is supposed to be my book, right? I'm gonna tell you live. Real talk. Listen to this. Anybody heard the show that said, "You're a child abuser"? Anybody heard that? They said that about Brother Tahaka Bay? You're a child abuser.
I ain't never heard that.
That's what somebody said. But anyway, check this out.
They tried.
On the docket, right? It has up there that I was accused of what they would call child abuse, right? I never went to court, nobody went to court, nothing like that. Let me tell you what happened. This is what I'm talking about. Communication is good. Let me tell you what happened. My son, this was almost 20 years ago. My son was 18 months old. Me and he was less than 18 months. He probably was a year, if that. Me and my son's mother was into a conflict, and I left and I moved out. She left my son in front of the house, knocked on the door, and walked away. You know what I'm saying? So I grabbed my son and give me my baby. You're not getting the baby back. You left my son on the door. I seen him, but put him out. In order for, you know what I mean, this is a year-old child, and in order for her to get bring attention to get my son, I was going to give my son back to my son's mother, but I was just like, okay, I'm gonna hold him. I mean, let you panic a little bit. By time 12, the next day came, she didn't call the police and said, "Oh, he might hurt my son." And so the police came over there, and I said, and basically they wanted us to go to court and all that. I said, no, I was just making a point. But because she made that report, it's still on the record. I say all this to say that me and my son's mother is phenomenal, good, everything. You know what I mean? That was over 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing serious. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing serious. It was childish antics. And we went from, as you say, managing, but we went from no talk at all. Me not being able to even see my son to ultimately my son coming to live with me for 5 years. You know, my son is strong, mature. He's 20. He'll be 21 in November. We get along well. So as long as you have communication, you know what I'm saying? If it was 20 years ago, somebody said it was 2505. So whatever it was, I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, somebody said 2014, whatever, you can look up the charges, whatever you want. The point that I'm making is that as long as you managing, You feel what I'm saying? As long as you're talking, that is what's important. You feel what I'm saying? So the whole purpose of what I'm telling of this story, my dates may be a little bit off. Somebody said 2005 and 2014. The point is, it's not about that because I was never charged with anything. But the man, yeah, I'm not worried about them. Keep them up there. Nadia Jackson, we're gonna leave her right there to talk. The point is what I'm saying is, long as you got managing communication, you feel what I'm saying? That you got hope. You feel that you got hope. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be buddy, chum, but communication is key. You know, communication is key. So that's a beautiful thing. Keep the lines of communication open. You know what I'm saying? Keep the line of communication open. Are you building the necessary bonds with the babies?
Right now, they're with their dad, and yes, I am. I'm also like I'm focusing on trying to build the foundation so that way they can be able to come back and live full time with me. Like that's the plan. I talked to them. Jeremiah is now reading and writing. Amazing, which is my youngest. His name's Amazing Isaiah, and he is getting potty trained and everything. They're both in school, and he's learning different things. And Jeremiah is in sports. Thank God. I think that's going to be my football player.
That's good. That's good. And that's good. And for anybody in the chat, my dates might be, I don't care about that. I was never charged with anything. My children, mother, we good. We have a brilliant relationship. My children are doing good and all is well. With that being said, sis, keep the lines of communication open. Keep the line of communication open. Secondly, keep big bro. Hold up.
You still there, Grancy?
I can't hear you.
I said, hold up, let me do it like this. Let me get you right. There you go. I was saying that keep big bro on point. In other words, let big bro know what you need so he can provide it.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying, sis?
Thank you.
Yes.
We as men can't figure out everything. We try, but we ain't that
Somebody said it for me. Listen. Somebody said it for me. Somebody said it for me.
You got to let him know what you need.
I mean, I'm a counselor, but I can't read mine.
There you go. There you go.
I'm open with him, and he's been a really big support. Like
and that smile right there is what's going to get you by. You know what I'm saying? That energy that makes you do that is what's going to get you by. You follow me? And as Faith Speak says, and vice versa. You let her know what you need. See, we got all sorts right here. We got real doctors here. Faith Speak. That's right, we got real doctors. We got real doctor. Mama did that. We got a doctor. We got a real doctor. And sis, I would like to, I don't know if you off. Do you work tomorrow?
I do, but I work nights.
All right. Because I think we need to come back and we need to look into some techniques in order to cope, and at the same time, behind the scenes, we are creating a coalition.
Okay.
And this coalition, I'm hoping if our money is right, that we can go like this. Can we get some answers?
Right.
I ain't talking about doing nothing, nobody. Can we get some answers?
Right.
We are forming a coalition in order to address these things. I'm talking about all of the misappropriation of power, and especially these disgusting things in our community. They needs to be addressed with that knock. This ain't the platform to address it. This is a platform to make people aware that it is happening. But to address it, and anybody that's on Moorish World TV, if I give the word that we need to raise money to go and address something and get some answer, I ask that you would support us with prayer, financial support, and whatever it takes. Because we need real answers right now. And we can't really sit back and think we're going to depend on the European to exercise the ability to find out what's going on.
They not. Definitely.
This is what we're going to have to do, family. But sis, do you want to add anything else? We got about 5 minutes. Do you want? I think. Are you satisfied? I think you did well, sis. I think you really did well. Hey, family, I want to ask you. Do you think that the sister expressed herself well and held it together to tell this most traumatic experience? Press 1 if you think so.
You know what? Hold on, let me press 1.
Press 1 if you think. This has been a long way coming. I'm telling you that this was the first sister that I talked to after the show. And this has been almost 2.5 months, and she's here. Everybody say great job, sis.
I think you
Everybody say absolutely great job. See what I'm saying, sis? This is where our support system is. You know, from the social media perspective, is Moorish World TV. You know what I'm saying? But behind the scenes, as we build this coalition, that's where we'll be able to reach out and call one another. You know, and this is the people's network. If you've been abused, misused, manipulated, you need to reach out to me. So anything you want to say in closing, sis, and you know you're welcome back, sis. If you feel as though, because some people come off the show and be like, oh, I should have said this, or oh, I should have said that. You, Malika, can come on back. Malika, how you doing, sis?
I'm good.
Malika ain't saying nothing the whole ride.
Yeah, like
What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring her and Malika back, and we're gonna sit back and listen to the conversations that they have privately right here on Moorish World TV.
it'd be so funny. I'm sorry. Our conversations be
That's
so funny. Like, right, Malika, he grew a necklace.
Especially when we talking about Hubert.
I know they be joking about his little belly, joking about his neck. They be joking about his extensions.
They falling out, Gracie. He got like 3 short ones in the back.
Nah, he don't even have no more left.
I swear to God, Gracie, this man's head is attached to his shoulders. Like,
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me real quick. Onika or Malika, do y'all know anything? Did y'all discover anything about his background? Where did he grow up? Who is his friends? Did he have any childhood friends? Anybody?
I do. I don't know about no childhood friends, but he grew up in the hood in Fort Lauderdale. I know that much. And I also know
that's like
that
an hour away from Valdosta, Georgia.
No, it's like 4 hours away from Valdosta, Fort Lauderdale. But for about 5 hours. But yeah, he grew up. He grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in the hood. And what else? He also don't have a college degree. He got a GED, but that's it. And he got 1 year of college. That's it. He dropped out after a year.
I wonder if he was actually abused himself, because most people that try to
let me say it.
in that manner, usually they've been abused.
You know what? Most men who like things in their butt have been abused. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, like.
All right, let me stop. All right.
Listen, you know what? I didn't even know about milking the prostate until he did it.
Oh my God. I still don't even know what that is.
It's when you stick your finger in the man's butt and he immediately ejaculate. Like he was the one that mentioned that.
I don't even know what that is.
Man, this is crazy. So this, man, I don't even want to get into that. Oh my goodness. Now listen, this is not somebody saying this recklessly. This is somebody that tried to be some sort of confidant, friend, relationship. This is where this coming from. So, hey, you know, this is ain't no alleged here. You know what I mean? But with that being said, sis, you want to take us out with any closing remarks, sis? And like I said, we always can come back if need be, and we definitely gonna come back. I would like to bring everybody out.
Actually, yes.
Talk with everybody tomorrow to see if we can do it.
Yeah, no, I'm not off tomorrow. Whoever could get in contact with Bria Yawn, that was his latest victim. It's a white girl in Valdosta, Georgia.
Listen, I swear, I wish I had a chance to talk.
Okay, listen. Okay, he started a rainbow chapter, and Bria Yawn was the only one in that chapter because in the rainbow chapter, this was where he was supposed to be recruiting white women, white people, period. So whoever get in contact with Bria Yawn, tell her to run, sis. Run. Because please. From what I already heard, he done scammed her out of money. She's getting sued by what's the rent-a-car place?
I feel so sorry. Don't even worry about it.
Look.
Enterprise, that's what it is.
Enterprise, right. Enterprise. She getting sued by Enterprise and everything because of this man.
Don't even worry about it. But I feel so sorry for this white girl, bro, because she had no idea, and she really down for the cause. She really here to help black people. Like she's really here for black people, and I noticed this with my own two eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? She really here for us. The stuff that she was doing, like when we was downtown and we was doing like protests and stuff, like the stuff that she was doing, I'm trying not to curse. I'm sorry. But the stuff that she was doing, like it let me know that she was really here for black people. You know what I'm saying? She got a black heart. Like she got a black soul. Like she's a white girl, but she got a black soul.
Yes, she's white. He done made her a wife, and it's crazy because
he done took this girl. You know what I'm saying?
This is recent.
Yes, this was recent. This was part of the Valdosta, Georgia, you know what I'm saying, chapter.
Bria Yawn, BRIA.
Yes.
WA.
Oh.
I'll send you information.
That's a part of my final research that I'll be bringing. I did hear of that.
Listen. I'm glad I came on this show so I could tell you everything that you need to know about that.
Yes, the white girl's a wife.
Everything that you need to know about that, I can tell you.
Wow, this is crazy. So, man, I want to thank y'all. And I don't want the video to go too much long because usually when we get into 3 hours.
Yeah, hold on. One more thing. I understand that she's white. And to be real, and I know we're about black power and everything, but it does not. She's a woman at the end of the day, right. And nobody, no matter what color, is supposed to go through what we went through.
No, this is what I was going to say. Regardless of if she's a European or not, this is the thing.
She's still a woman.
Not only that, is that this is a predator.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's screaming black power, right. And he's being a predator for anybody.
Right.
Our people, Europeans, it doesn't matter. He's just a predator through and through.
Right.
And now, even the European is not even safe around this predator.
Not even the one that he's fighting for. And for the record, his wife is half white as well. You can smell it on her. You know how white people got that smell? She got that
smell.
The distinctive smell.
It's a dog smell.
The wet dog smell.
I'm sorry to say it, but it's a dog smell.
She got that too. So
wet dog
Amina
smell.
half white too. So for the simple fact that his wife is half white and he attacking white women now too. He don't went from black people to black women to white women now. This man's just a predator. He don't even care. You could be half alien.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point in a nutshell, is that he's a predator. You feel what I'm saying? He's a predator through and through, and no one is safe. Remember that thing? Grab your wife, grab the babies.
Right. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Right.
He's a predator. So somebody said Kayla Carter. What the?
Yeah, you can smell it on her. Like I was like, cause you know, like man, like I was close to Amina, like I cuddled her, you know, and when you wake up and what the fuck is that wet dog smell?
It smell like a whole.
Smell like a whole wet dog, you know.
So with that being said, family, like I said, y'all got the information. I'm going to reach out to y'all tomorrow and see how we can all come back together so we can bring Sister Hashima on here, Sister Amara, and we're going to see if we can, we want some techniques. And I hope that y'all will join us. I hope that y'all will join us when we have our holistic retreat.
Oh, yeah, I will. I'll be there.
And our workshops there. So, Malika, you want to take us out? Anything you want to say?
No, I'll be on tomorrow.
Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis.
Even if she can't make it, I'll be here.
That'll work.
I got to work tomorrow.
I'm gonna be putting it together tomorrow for sure. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for your courage, bro. Thank you for being a man.
I wanted to say a lot of things, but you know, the show wasn't about me; it was about her. So,
but you can always come on and share your experience too. But thank you for being a man.
Right. Thank you.
They don't make too many men no more out there.
Thanks.
Nah, they got some boys with mustaches. Yeah, they got plenty boys with mustaches out here.
I know exactly what you mean.
But they ain't got too many men's out here. So I appreciate you, family. And I'll be reaching out to you tomorrow, each and every one of y'all, so we can get back at it. All right?
I already sent you a message. It's Johnson Jeremy. I don't know if you checked the messages or whatever, but it's Johnson Jeremy.
I got it. I'll check it out in a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
And Malika, Hard Rock said, Malika, I'm going to marry you.
Natural up.
I already got her.
Look, Hard Rock just went all in. Hard Rock just went all the way in.
I'm putting a ring on that finger, Hard Rock. Don't worry about that. That's none of your business.
All right. Here we go. I think what y'all think about that, family. I think sis did a beautiful job without breaking down, family. And that's a hard thing to do, man. This is traumatic. This is serious. This is not a game. I think she did a wonderful job. And this is when we talk about doing the work. Everybody talk about doing the work, but nobody talk about this type of work where you got to stand before your people, and show that you made what we characterize as a mistake. And from our mistake, we have casualties. However, as I said in the show earlier, that everything that we go through is to bring out the greater you. And out of the worst, the wise will find means of good. That's Moorish science at its finest. Out of the worst, the wise will find means of good. AGS, my favorite Moorish American, is on the scene. That's my guy. Now, I got a couple favorite Moorish Americans, but this is one of my favorites Moorish American. I guess that's how you're supposed to say that. One of my favorite Moorish Americans. Because my other favorite Moorish American, Quincy Robinson, said, I thought that was your favorite. Well, all y'all my favorite. The bona fide real of the real. But AGS.
We won.
Hey, brother, what do you think, brother?
Oh, first, as always, like to rise to raise our thoughts, Grand Sheik, and you've done that through this program, which gives an automatic praise to Allah and honors to his prophet, our angel of Allah, Prophet Noble Jew Ali, and honors to his forerunner, the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey Bey. Islam, we put his Moorish attribute to him. And honors to your guest. Oh, man. It was excellent, Grand Sheik. She really held it together to be able to tell her story. And we know that was hard. That was hard. And she held through it, and I'm glad you gave the salute to the brother that was with her. I can't remember his name right now, that was with Adanika, demonstrating strong soldier warrior by being with his soldier warrioress. Honors to him for sitting right there with her, allowing her to pour it out and embracing her and hugging her and touching her. That's the symbol of manhood, family, to be there for your woman. And just really love that display. And you know, as you were telling her, Grant, she, you know, I'm glad you reinforced that this is not about, you know, her being a victim where you know, she begins to victimize her own self, you know, taking the blame like that. We all are learning, and we make certain choices, as you emphasize how we you know, that's the teachings of Prophet Noble Jew Ali, and the work that we do in the workshop of the mind that the Moorish Science Temple does for help them build character. You know, our experiences that we all go through, and this could be utilized to strengthen her own son and the relationship that she has with her the father of their son. So that's powerful, and that just needs to keep being reinforced. And the support that Malika being there, I'm glad to hear you asked that, and you asked some very good questions, Grand Sheik, tonight. On point.
Let me say this. You know, I listen to your radio show, right? And you are one of the most prolific interviewers that I have seen. I've watched you interview the likes of a Moorish brother named our friends here might don't know Ras Adiel, but he is a tough cookie to crack when it comes to communication.
Indeed.
And he really can jump out the window. And I remember watching you do that interview, and you was just so poised. And so I've taken, in other words, I've taken a page from watching you on your radio broadcast, you know. So
well, watching you, I'm looking good then, bro. Yeah, it was so important. I saw Sonny Boxing talk in Islam to him. He made the same comment right after I was saying it too, you know, in my head, in the chat. I mean, great questions to really bring out her story, you know, and to give the audience a real good picture about what's going on. And they were delicate questions you had to ask to really get this across. And so I know I'm not going to take up any more time because it's been a long show. I'm telling you, you really taking notes after me because you know my program is 3 hours. And but I'm glad to see that they have a support. The brother mentioned that they have a continued support, and that's important to keep that love support going on. And I hope, as you gave them the invitation, that they, you know, accept it in terms of we about healing, you know. And, you know, one of the famous quotes in the Moorish Science Temple is, we need to learn to love, right? And love is the only savior of the world. So in order for you to get to really loving yourself, it's about the truth. You know, our principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it takes love. That was love for her to come forward and express the truth of her experience. That was love. And we know that it's the truth, as we say in the Moorish Science Temple of America. It's the truth that will make you free. So the things that she was coming and full of tears with is purifying. And truth is the only way that can happen. And I'm so grateful and give praise to Allah for this platform. And I hope everyone does. I mean, it was a joy to see those respond by giving the chat. I know some of them do the super chat in on this platform. and then some others give support on the Cash App, because we know that on this platform they take a little bit more out. But others that know, and it's easier to pay, but Cash App. So I just want to thank you all for honoring our Grand Sheik. Now he's gotten a an award as the Moorish American of the Year for doing the work that he was doing, that he has done. And we are the ones that can make that a greater statement. It only came from one entity that honored him. I don't know if you all got wind of that, but he needs that that honor by us continually to support him so that he can continue to do the work. He has a family. And I know y'all hear me talk about this, but I know I'm speaking from a media professional that has been in this game for over 3 decades, right? And it's important to have our own. And right now, social media is the place. So I don't know no other person, and y'all can bear witness to this, where the Grand Sheik methodically exposes the frauds in our community and gave a platform for those who were abused in the name of revolutionary work. So that's important to do that, because a lot of us now get into the point where we are doing exactly what the enemy wants us to do, and that is shy away from any organized group that's about our liberation. And shame on all those that claim that they are revolutionary and black power and all that, and they haven't been around to help these sisters that have been hurt, and brothers that have been hurt. To parade around, as you mentioned, Grand Sheik, coming on the camera, holding up their guns, and then going into places of our neighborhood, displaying and marching, and then they don't do the work that should be done when we know that there's been people who've been violated, especially our children. Where you at? Well, that goes to show you really a fraud if you haven't done it. But honest to you, Grand Sheik, for standing up and being the people's Grand Sheik. Honors to you for taking the time to make sure we had a platform like this so our people can be purified from this nonsense, and to be purified like our sister was going through. Being able to talk about it and having a platform like this is healing. Yeah. So with that said, let me just turn it back over to you, Grand Sheik. Again, Islam, 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 honors to you for the work that you continue to do for our community. And I want everybody to listen out, because it's going to be that healing retreat. We need your support so we can heal our people. We have methodologies that bring to you that mystic alchemy and the other modalities that a lot of us are experiencing. We are tapped into a lot of that resources to help our people. And this is the way to do it. We're going to be rolling out the platform that our Grand Sheik put together called TAFPA, the Alliance for Political Accountability. TAFPA, this is what this is about. We got to hold our leaderships and the fraud leaderships accountable. We got to hold ourselves accountable. And thank you, Grand Sheik, for holding yourself accountable for doing what it takes to heal our people. Peace and love.
Peace and love, brother. Before you go, I just wanted to share with everybody what I was showing is if you are interested in hearing more from Brother Akhenaten, Salam Bey, we're going to be working on his social media platform from the YouTube angle and podcast angle real soon. But in the meantime, in between time, family, don't hesitate to go online and check them out. If you up at night, if you drive a truck, whatever you're doing at night, you can go online and go to WRFG.org. and looked for Night Watch Wednesday. He like to call it Twinsday, but on the website, it's Wednesday at midnight, from midnight to 3 a.m., hosted by the Witch Doctor. And you can go there and check it out. I'm going to put the link there. And fam, let me tell you, this is one of those platforms that is publicly supported. In other words, without you, it's not necessary to have. The same way with Moorish World TV. Without you, what's the point? You know, if you're not watching, what's the point of me loading up my camera and trying to enlighten you, or trying to share and expose you to stuff that you normally wouldn't be exposed to, as well as expose these crazy people. So we fall victim to that, you know. And so Night Watch Expressions is a place where you can go and still get unadulterated news, unadulterated information, as well as you're not going to have some programmer programming you with something that's counterproductive.
Teach. That's right.
You're not going to have that. And if you have music that makes sense, better reach out to Akhenaten. If you have a story that makes sense, that can elevate our people, reach out to Brother Akhenaten.
Islam.
And this is where we are at today. We got to take these airwaves and use it to elevate our people. Brother Akhenaten been doing it for over 20 years. He's a resource in our community. He's your resource. Let's be clear. He's your resource. So his access is your access. My access is your access. This
That's
is
right.
not the conventional YouTube or social media platform. This is our access to our people. This is our bridge to our people. And the only requirement is that when you come, just be 100.
100. That's right.
Because it's going to come back around. And I always say, keep it a buck, because it's going to come back around. You will be discovered.
Mm-hmm.
It's a saying in the Moorish Science Temple of America, just because you have it, and I'm going to paraphrase it real quick, just because you haven't experienced justice, don't think the arm of the law has weakened.
That's right. That's right, Grand Chief.
He winketh at your doings. In other words, just because it ain't caught up with you yet, don't think
That's right.
it's not going to catch up with you. Don't think the arm of justice have weakened.
That's right.
So with that being said, I want to thank you, big bro. I appreciate you. I want to thank
Anika. 1 second, if I can. Since you promoted, I want to thank you for honoring me and honoring that platform. I know I'm dating myself. It's over 3 decades now that I've been in the radio. But let me share this.
3 decades.
Yes, sir. Let me share this too. You know, as you are exposing these frauds in the revolutionary movement, when you come over to the Night Watch Expressions, and you'll see the real revolutionaries.
Yes, sir.
The ones that have been in the struggle for quite some time. And this is an opportunity for me, because, you know, we support in solidarity people like Mumi Abu Jamal, Matula Shakur, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, and this program featured on my latest program. I've been sharing about the information. Many people don't even know Imam Jamil. Now, some people may know H. Rat Brown, right, that take you back and SNCC for those that understand it. But Imam Jamil Al-Amin was a very powerful individual, and the COINTELPRO got him, and he's sitting in jail right now for a murder that he didn't do. And just go to the Night Watch. I ain't going to tell you, when you go there and when you sign up, you also get a link. So if you can't hear us from midnight to 3 on Wednesday, well, you don't just get entertainment, you get edutainment, teachertainment, mentaltainment, empowertainment for your inner attainment. That's what happens when you go there. That's the kind of program we feature. Moorish American music, you know, from our brothers and sisters in all types of the genres of hip hop. And you hear me feature some very powerful hip hop artists, as well as some good word sound. But if you really want to hear about some good revolutionary soldiers and people that are in the ancestral realm now, like I featured Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. That's, you know, a very powerful figure. She's been an ancestor now for about a year now. And these are healers in the community, and their voice still resonates of what we need to do for our healing in this quote unquote false ideology of white supremacy. So with that, thanks again for honoring me, Grand Sheik, and honors to you in the work here at Moorish World TV. Say it, family. We got the People's Network by the People's Grand Sheik. Praise God.
It's love, peace and love, family. And we go to, let me give you one reminder, family. I got to do this. I got to give you one reminder, family. Don't forget, family, on Wednesday, if I can find it real quick, on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about my son, Tamika Mallory, and we're going to be breaking down and discovering if they are opportunistic predators of, quote, black, unquote, oppression. Opportunistic predators of black oppression. Where did they come from? Why did they show up?
You feel me? The narrative.
Oh, my bad. Why did they show up? Why did they show up? Where did they come from? How much money they've made? How much money have they made? And how much money have they given back? What have they built? What do they plan to build? Opportunistic predators of black oppression. And we're going to show you what it looked like. I showed you in Crystal Muhammad, but we got a brother coming on, Kareem Johnson. You're going to love him. I mean, you are going to love Kareem Johnson as he break this down methodically and paint this picture of what we actually up against. So with that being said, peace and love, family. We will be back tomorrow. I just got to get everybody together. But Wednesday, that is going to be a phenomenal show. So I'll be uploading it. I hope everybody share. Not uploading it. I will be uploading the advertisement. I hope everybody share it so we can get people, so we can begin to awake our people and look out for these opportunistic predators. You know what I mean? We're going to be on it. Shout out to Sean, King T. I want all the smoke. C. Trey, where you been at, C. Trey? Sister Dolores, everybody else in the building, Virgo Black, Tiffany, Fab Queen Warrior, everybody else, family. If I missed you, Faith Speaks, Tony James, Shown from the Shy, Missy be walking, Missy be awakened, Missy be awakened. I be loving them days. That's why I be reading this stuff. Mark Anthony, Sunday Boxing. Well, we got. I want to also thank my friend M. Nugent, also Crip in the building. Who else we got? And everybody else, family. MJ Givens and everybody, family. See you tomorrow, and most definitely see you on Wednesday.